podcast, so do give that a listen. I'd love to see you guys checking it out as we kick off into our PvT now. Obviously don't go give it a listen now because there's some really awesome StarCraft for you to watch, but after you've watched the StarCraft, give it a listen or listen through the break or something. Let's do this as we have to the bottom left hand side. Our red Protoss player, this, my friends, is Zest. And his opponent to the upper left is the blue Terran player, Kalazar. And we're back on Redshift already. How often does that happen? Hey, to a couple people throwing some hosts our way as well. After No Regret we had IROC. I really feel as though I say your name wrong. I feel as though there's a way to say it, I'm just not getting it. But thank you so much for the host as well as Chicken Man. How you doing? Thank you for the host as well. As we get this underway. Let's get this going. Looking to see what's going to happen as we do see Rax on the way up here early. Obviously it's Redshift, so we're kind of expecting potentially some shenanigans from the get-go. To get this set up and rolling. Going to see a Reaper on the way up here to begin with, and we are going to see the Nexus currently on the way out here from Zest as well. So getting this going, as we do have the Reaper on the way up as a command center. So it is a pretty standard kind of Reaper expand here to get things going from Kalazar in these early stages. An SCV comes over to throw down a depot, and this Reaper going to be popping out in a moment or two, heading down to the bottom left hand side to chase down some of these probes. Jimsock with the cheer 150 saying go Argentina has used the football cheer, which actually unlocks football emotes, I think, for a whole bunch of people in the chat. So there you go, guys. Something you might have just got some new emotes to spam around. So do check that out. Thank you, Jimsock, for the cheer 150 in the chat. As we do see the Reaper followed by a Marine. Factory coming up nice and quickly because the reactor was delayed slightly. Twilight Council drops down from Zest. As his tech choice this time around. No robo facility then, so already Zest playing a little bit different. Still builds this pylon in this gold base area. And as you are going to see the Reaper hopping back around and back up in towards the main base here for the moment. And then back down to the low ground once again. A little bit of up and down at the moment as we are going to be seeing that Reaper still looking to see what's up. Again, Twilight Council finishes, and that means that we can see the blink starting. 9 times out of 10 this is going to be blink. It's pretty much never charged, and it's sometimes the glaives, but the blink is the most standard way to get things going, and on this map especially, man, there's just so much you can do. You can blink up into here and push up. You can just push the front because there's no high ground, there's no ramp up, so it's very easy to poke and prod and get damage done. Blinking up here, there's just so many positions you can absolutely abuse with blink on this map. So many positions. Well, we're going to be seeing a Cyclone about to pop out right here. 2 Revenge 2 in the chat says, I will deep throat a banana if Kalazar wins this. So I'm just saying, if Kalazar wins this and I do not see a post of you on our StarCraft deep throating a banana in the next day, I am going to be extremely disappointed, and I will forever call you out whenever you're in Twitch chat again. So just saying you're committed right now. Just saying. Starport is about to finish up here from Kalazar. There was a second Rax already brought into place, so Stim will not be too far off starting. We also have the Starport is on the way up as well, about to finish up here. And can just get a medevac going. So it looks like a little bit of pressure here early. A little bit supply blocked actually, wouldn't mind. Oh, heavy supply block, not just a little. Really heavy supply block. Really delays the medevac, and then hence any pressure you can really apply. And we are going to be seeing the third Nexus is currently on the way down as well. So third Nexus coming up over here as we do see Blink on the way up from Zest. It is about to finish up. Observer currently on the way out. And these Stalkers of Zest just coming down to the low ground, getting ready to maybe blink over these gold minerals and move up to the top side of the map. 4 Marines, gonna jump into that bunker of course and get that rolling. What's up Wush J in the chat? It comes in with the cheer 1000. Thank you so much. Appreciate the 1000 bits. Can get some love in the chat for Wush J. He also comes in with the 10-month resub. Wush J, an absolute legend around this channel. When did you get your pink bit badge, Rush J? Was that recently? I feel as though the last time you cheered I might have mentioned that as well. Thank you so much for the 1000 bits though, really appreciate it. Can get some love in the chat for Rush J. Wush J, Wush J. Very, very much appreciate. Third, fourth, and fifth barracks coming up as Kelazur will look towards a little bit more aggression right here, looking to stick this, stick around on 2 bases. Honestly, though, Zest is already setting up pretty well. I mean, we look at these extra gateways, 5 of them on the way up right now. As we are going to be seeing the charge upgrade continue to come through as well. A few Stalkers from Zest going to be moving forwards and just continue to come around to see what's going on. Rover facility being currently boosted at the moment. We are going to be seeing an Immortal popping out in the very near future, and let me just see what else is going on. What is that? Oh my god, the bit train. What is that? Comes in with the cheer 2,500 and says, "Who are you cheering for, Wardy?" There's only one right answer, keep that in mind. Right now, I'm cheering for Zest, man. I'd love to see a Protoss making it through the next round. I want to see Zest versus Rogue in the semifinals. I love Kelazur, but I feel like Zest Rogue would be a really awesome semifinal matchup. So, I'm not going to lie, I'm cheering on Zest, but I would not be upset if Kelazur won. I mean, that's the issue of loving all of these players. You kind of don't really mind who wins and loses. Is that an issue? It's not really an issue, but when someone asks who you're cheering for, it's an issue. Thanks so much for the 2,500. Guys, give me a round of Wardy Hearts and some love in the chat for all these people showing some love to the stream. Thank you for all the bits, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So many football giveaways. Football emotes coming all over the place. Bunker gonna get salvaged here. As we do see some Stalkers come up the top side. Immortal about halfway done at the moment, and we are going to be seeing a big branch of bio coming down to the south side of the map. Now this is the part of the game where Kelazur is looking to take advantage of having all of those barracks. Ooh, Stalker counterattacking. Kelazur momentarily turns around. Decides not to commit to turning around though, he's just going to kind of fight here with reinforcements. I like it, with 5 Rax reinforcements, I think he can deal with this. The issue is extra Zealots and Stalkers warping him back at home. Means that Kelazur really needs to find some value with this fight. Needs the Widow Mines to connect nicely. 4 Immortals already as well is actually kind of crazy. So much kind of longevity in this army with the shields of these Immortals, the barriers as well. Observer just sat over the army too, so Zest knows this is coming in, and now Kelazur's waited so long there's been another warp in. These Stalkers are even making their way back home as well. First couple of force fields come down, a couple of Zealots getting picked away at. A fairly even trade so far, I'd say. Kelazur wants to take down those rocks. Probably not, because he's probably happy just slowly wasting the bits and pieces of energy on the sentries there. Again, another couple of force fields coming down. Widow Mines this time helped to clean out the Zealots initially. There is a +1 attack upgrade, soon to be a +1 armor upgrade advantage as well from Kelazur. And that will be in play. Will be 1-1 against 0-0. Zest's armor isn't quite ready to finish up just yet. Stalker's trying to do some more damage before now blinking away. There's some better force fields. Widow Mines going off. Friendly firing a little bit. Medevac loads up some Marines and Marauders to bring them backwards. Keep them alive. Kelazur will pull back his Widow Mines, which are off cooldown. Doesn't want them to be picked off before the fight happens. One comes off cooldown. And it does just get burrowed in time. No, it doesn't really get a chance to go off. Now the Zealots keep on pushing forwards. The Stalkers blink for the Medevacs, and the Zealots are just taking up too much of this bio time. I mean, now the Stalkers have just dealt so much damage, and now there's almost just Marauders left over. With only Marauders left over, you can bet that these Immortals are going to chew their way through those. Marauder after Marauder going down here. We are going to see another couple of Widow Mines. So they're going to go off, and that's going to be GG. Zest takes game number 1 of this best of 3. A long way to help us keep on casting. Trying to get the sub count back up as well, guys. If you want to help us with that, you do get access to replays and more. Our sub count is not doing so hot right now because we took some time off, and even though we've been streaming the last few days, our sub count has been continuing on a downward trend. So trying to build our sub count back up a little bit. It helps us to run more tournaments and so on. So if you want to support StarCraft and support what we're doing, subscribing is one of the best ways you can do so. So do check that out as a possibility. Again, you'll get the replays from today over the weekend if you're a subscriber, so that's obviously going to be pretty awesome for you guys as well. As we have to the top left-hand side, our red Protoss player, Zest. And to the bottom right-hand side, our blue Terran player from Root. Not from Root, he just left Root. It's Kelazur. Robofari in the chat as well for the Cheer 100 saying good... Was that good morning or good afternoon? Let me have a look. Good afternoon, Wardy, says Robofari. Thank you so much for the Cheer 100. Sorry, your message disappeared in my chat at the last second I was reading. I was like, I knew roughly... I just didn't know if it was like good morning or good afternoon. But it was good afternoon. Thank you so much for the 100 bits, Robert Fari. Appreciate it. People looking at me in disgust because I said soccer. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to, you know, figure things out. I'm just trying to be one of the Twitchers, people from elsewhere in the world. Anyways, get this set up and getting ready to go. The issue is I was in America for so long. I've been Americanized over the last couple of weeks because I was in Canada, then I was in America for a couple of weeks. It was kind of crazy actually. It definitely got Americanized a little bit. That's why I called it soccer, guys. They're in my head. I can't get rid of them. All right. We're all going to be seeing the Stargate coming on down, and we are just going to be seeing the Reaper from Killers continue to move around to see what's happening. Pokes away at this pylon, and an SCV in the main base trying to scout out, but obviously has not seen, or maybe he does realize the fact that something is missing here, and hence he can understand the idea of a proxy Stargate currently being down. The Deb coming forwards and is going to chase that Reaper away, as we are going to be seeing a probe in a little bit of trouble. But again, with the Adepts nearby, the Reaper isn't going to really have the time to poke around or anything, and he's just going to be pulling back just a little bit. Wush J coming in with the sub gift to Sparks. Welcome Sparks to the Wardy fam. Sparks, if you want to get your hands on the Rose replayers, now you can get them thanks to Wush J. They'll be in the subscriber Discord channel over the weekend, so do get yourself on the Discord, and that goes to everyone. Nice friendly Discord, come say hello. Thank you Wush J for gifting out a sub, do appreciate it, as we do see Kalazurlo on top of this Stargate. Realizes what's going on now, collecting up Marine Cyclone on the way. Widowmine will position itself in quite a nice little location to intercept, but I'd be very surprised if Zest was to really just go for the very obvious route in here, because surely he has to realize there's got to be kind of, you know, super obvious Widowmine position. He sees the Widowmine, so he knows it, and he is going to be backing away just for the moment. Another couple of Marines continue to just gather up. This Cyclone has popped out now as well. Cyclone's kind of important because as Adepts come across the map, if they really commit forwards, you definitely need the Cyclone to really push those back to help the Marines not be in too much trouble. It can also help to push the Oracle back like this as well. And so far, this is very nicely done from Kellers on the defensive side of things. Great job so far. Just going to pull back in towards the natural expansion then, and we are going to be seeing already Kellers on a third CC. That's really awesome because now he's defended without taking any damage. He's got a great economy behind this for himself. This can obviously go a long way for him as we do see these Oracles going to come on over to the right hand side. This Adept from Zest is going to poke at the front a little bit as well. We'll just patrol back and forth here just slightly as a few Marines in the Cyclone going to hang back for the moment. Oracles are getting ready to move on forwards here. There's a Cyclone locking on. It does push that first Oracle away just a little bit. Revelation into the main base and a couple of barracks here. Going to be finishing up the factory. Going to finish up the siege tank in a moment too. And we do see that barracks moves on over, drops down onto the tech lab. Sparks drops to the tech lab, and we are going to see this Adept coming in. Picks off, I think that was just the Reaper that was still on the map there, which is fine. I mean, the Reaper's not got much else to do. Did you see the third base? He did, so Kelazur gets full information anyways of this Reaper, knows pretty much exactly what's going on. Arguably, maybe not the follow-up of Twilight and Forge, but it's a pretty expected follow-up anyways. You know, going into Blink past Stargate, I mean, sometimes you can bypass straight towards Charge and just Zealots and so on. Not all the time. So we are going to be seeing 5 extra gates on the way up. I mean, very similar to what we saw in the last game from Zest after his Nexus on the third base. He went straight up to the 5 gates, and, well, 5 extra gates, and it was actually, I guess he went into 5 extra gates as Charge came down, but this game, because it was Stargate first, the Blink is a bit later, so the Charge will be a bit later, but it will again get there in the end. Just a couple of Oracles, again looking to see what they can do. Adept to the left side is poking forwards. If nothing else, the Oracle's just reveling that group of Marines is always pretty nice. Third CC moving over at pretty much the perfect time. Full saturation on the main end of the natural means there's not really much need to you know, have more SCVs produced without actually building, you know, having the third base in position. So getting that over there pretty quickly now. Moving that over to this left hand side. And we just see another couple of barracks from Kelazur on the way up in the main base. Missile turret is down as well, starting to come on down just in case of the threaded DTs. And meanwhile we see the second Robo Facility and the Robo Bay from Zest, going to allow him to go in towards that Colossus production. What I find super intriguing, by the way, is that Zest is building all of his tech structures at the front of the natural, rather than in the main base. Maybe he's just afraid of the main base being dropped so much recently that he feels it's actually safer to have these structures at the front. It's interesting to see all of them at the front, not spread out at all, especially because they're all just powered by that one single pylon. You take that down, you shut down a lot of the important structures of Zest right now. Stargate will be unpowered as well. Kelazur not going to waste too much time actually killing the Stargate. He's kind of okay with that sticking around here, apparently not too worried about it being repowered for any reason. And Dev will get picked off, nicely done in these Oracles. Looking for the Revelation again, hitting the Medivacs especially important, because with the Medivacs tagged, boom, all of a sudden you will see every movement of potential drops, etc. You're going to see a few units to this left-hand side, forced to stay to push some Stalkers back. Be a weird clump of units there with the Oracles and the Adept mixed in. Kelazur will continue towards the upper right side though. And this is where he's going to be continue to press forwards again. Kelazur did not want to be as aggressive this game because very simply from the get-go, he didn't need to be as aggressive because he had the faster third command center. As the first Marauder goes down, his tank will siege up, but obviously he's just going to be pretty much immediately unsieging. And he's trying to just deny the fourth base, it would seem, at the moment. Tank lifts up into the Medivac, will transport a bit faster, gets the siege up position. First shot will go off onto the Stalkers, actually pops the shields on barrier on the Immortal. It's actually a really nice way to start this up, and you can see Zest is thinking about how he really wants to try and fight this now. Siege tank in the back end, a lot of damage done. You see, ooh, Disruptors to the left, so that's something which Kelazur obviously has to be aware of. Oh, the Marine that splits away didn't quite set off the Disruptor, so that's a little bit of a shame, and now Zest continuing to move on in is going to continue cleaning this up, and with the money still in the bank, Zest is going to continue pushing down this right-hand side, and Kelazur is out of there. He cannot stick around any longer. Very nicely done. A couple of Zealot Stalkers through Sentries continue to work in towards these rocks here. Water Mines are now on the way up, another couple of Liberators are coming on through, and while Colossus production has started as well, we have just the one Disruptor left on the map. One of them did get picked off at least, so some small victory there for Kelazur. But as Colossus come up, does Kelazur really have an answer right away? Well, he's building up the Liberator count rather than the Viking count. Liberators can work against Colossus, but it feels a bit more difficult to make work than just the Viking play, which, you know, just straight up kills the Colossus, and, you know, if the Colossus are dead, they're not going to deal damage, so that would be kind of fine. The probe just going to hide away towards the upper right side, which is where this base is, of course, so you can get mine in there. Pylon found. Pylon that's just kind of there to kind of really give vision and gives us the idea of if units are moving up this pathway for drops coming in. So he's kind of fine with that, and his Stalkers move down here to see if the units are kind of lazy and don't move back. Kelazur will clean out the Stargate now in the bottom left corner, just knowing that eventually, you know, there's some point at which you might want to drop through here, and just getting rid of that Stargate will stop that vision from Zest continuing to be just poised in the bottom left. 2-2 upgrades going to be just over halfway done, and as they come up towards completion, a Warp Prism and an Observer. Gravitic boosters actually for the Observer speed, and then queued up Gravitic Drive for the Prism speed. Zest really just investing into everything he might ever need in this game now, as we are going to be seeing. Units starting to come down the right side. Now remember guys, the winner of this series will play against the one and only Rogue in the semi-finals after this, so looking towards that with excitement in my own eyes. I mean, this should be a pretty great series, whoever plays against him. Right now, Zest looking good. By the way, some updates on the bracket. Impact is taking down Dark 2-1. So Impact in the semi-finals right now as well. We're not going to get another Rogue Dark finals in the Kung Fu Cup, which has happened a couple of times over already. There's a bit of a rivalry in this Kung Fu Cup between Dark and Rogue, I think. More Stalkers pulling forwards again. A couple of Marauders starting to go down. You see these rocks going to start taking some damage as well. To the right side, another set of rocks going to get knocked down here. Liberator does siege up, and we're going to see Guardian Shield getting popped as we do see Disruptor comes in and Marauder goes down. Some Zealots getting caught up here as well. And I'm just going to be seeing again another couple of Zealots picked off. Kelazur in full-on defense mode right here. He needs to try and hold against the Colossus. Some hallucinated Archons actually taking some shots from the Liberators, allowing the Stalkers to blink in a bit more easily. But honestly, it was easy enough anyways. With the Colossus support, again, there's just no answer to those at the moment. And Zest crushes on through this. The Zards are left to the left-hand side. He'll fight into the right where the Stalkers one-shot both of the new Liberators down. Kaboom! Zest moves through to the center.